let's talk actual Dodgers news. I mean, I guess the other stuff is news. Shohei Ohtani hitting a homer feels like news because everything Shohei does is news. But over the weekend and a little bit into today, we got a Walker Buehler update. Dave Roberts said no Cactus League games for Walker this spring. Not unsurprising. Walker said hopefully, maybe later in the spring. He wants to try to get out. He does want to try to at least throw one or two, whatever it may be, games, in the Cactus League season, in spring training. But whether or not he does, TBD at this point. The important thing to Walker, to the Dodgers, and I think to all of us is he just wants to, when he starts, he does not want to stop. Injuries are one thing, but he doesn't want to have to worry about an innings restriction heading into October. So what they said by Jack Harris, Mr. Jack Harris, Los Angeles Times, he tweeted about it today. The next steps for Buehler right now, it's making sure he bounces back okay between his bullpens and between his outings, and then he's going to build up the stamina. Reminder, this is a guy that hasn't really pitched for the better part of 2 years, maybe even longer. Not quite longer, but he hasn't been right in a while. Even in 2022, when he was on the mound, he wasn't fully 100%. But the quote from Mr. Buehler, I need to get to a spot where I'm not hampering our team from an innings perspective to be on the roster and to be in the rotation. So I said very, very early in spring training, in the offseason, like I'm okay with Walker not pitching until May. Like that's fine. They have enough. This team has enough other pitchers. They have enough minor league dudes that can fill up the rotation for the first month of the season. If it's longer, so be it. As long as when Walker comes back, he's all the way ready, he's all the way right, because he has everything on the line this season and into the offseason. This is his platform here. He's trying to make money. He's trying to secure the bag. He's trying to either get himself a very long, lucrative deal from the Dodgers, less than likely, or get himself big money from some other team in free agency, although it doesn't seem like too many teams want to spend all that much in free agency unless they are the Dodgers, because we got a few big names still out there. Beyond that, if we are looking at some of these injured guys, we know Kershaw, we're not going to hear anything new or major about Kershaw for a while, but Dustin May, there was an update over the weekend. Fabio Nardaya of The Athletic posted, he posted an article, a mailbag today, and he posted an article last week that I thought had some interesting notes in there from D-May. Of course, we've already talked about D-May on the channel a few times over the last week or two, but D-May says he's feeling better now, and this is me paraphrasing. He's feeling better now than he did at any of the other points through his last Tommy John rehab. One of the quotes they said was, let's say, in so many words, he feels better. He said he didn't really ever feel great. The elbow didn't really ever feel great, and he was hoping it would feel better as his rehab progressed. So I don't know if that was indicative of that forearm injury that he had that ended up, given out in whatever it was, June last year or May, as it usually happens for him. But interesting to see. So Dustin's hope now is to be back sometime in August. And as for a role, already made a whole video about it. I think his future belongs in the bullpen. I think his best future with the team and as a major leaguer is in the bullpen. I'll link that video. I'll try to remember to put it up there and then down in the description below. But if he does come back, it's going to create some issues. It's going to add to the optionality that this team has. It's going to add to the competition in case somebody's either hurt or not doing well. Then Dustin May could challenge, for some time in August or September as a starter or in the bullpen. But if Dustin does get healthy in time for this season, like I'm saying, the pitching picture is going to be very, very crowded, whether it's going to be in the starting rotation or in the bullpen. And, you add to that, the hope that Clayton Kershaw is going to be back in July or August. And, just Kershaw alone. Kershaw has a spot in the starting rotation, however it comes. But you're adding Kershaw to, if all things go the way they hope, the way we all hope. We have Kershaw joining Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow. We would assume a Walker Buehler by then. Bobby Miller, James Paxton, Emmett Sheehan's still going to be around. Gavin Stone's still going to be around. Michael Grove probably will be in the bullpen by that point. River Ryan is still going to be around. But all these guys are going to be kind of starting, rotation options at that point. For Dustin May, when it comes to the bullpen, that's going to be another jam-packed situation as well. If things go the way the Dodgers hope they do this season, really, towards the end of spring training here. That said, segue, Dave Roberts did say over the weekend, the plan this spring is to leave, I guess we'll say leave spring training, really leave the country, go to Korea, and to have the rehabbing right-handers, Blake Treinen, JP Feyereisen, and Daniel Hudson all in the bullpen when the regular season kicks off in March. So those guys now, they're joining Evan Phillips, Brusdar Graterol, Joe Kelly, Alex Vesia, Ryan Yarbrough, who's another guy I probably should also mention in the starting pitching options. So it's a stacked house up and down the pitching staff if everybody's healthy, if things come together the way the team wants or hopes or expects. And that, again, there's another one of the things that leads to some, I guess, trouble for Dustin May in finding a job in this starting staff or in this pitching staff later on in the season. The thing we love about baseball, we know if you're good, you find a way to they find a way to get you into the lineup, to get you onto the roster. So hopefully he forces somebody's hand. I personally don't think all of Dan Hudson, JP Feyereisen, Blake Treinen, I don't think everybody's going to be healthy at all at one point. And same with, even Kershaw, Paxton in the starting rotation. There will be an option. There will be some opportunity for D. May. But, we'll see. One thing, a side note, if I'm mentioning Feyereisen a couple of times now, talking about bullpen, not helping JP Feyereisen's case for that opening day roster are the 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs he served up on Monday. That is to Shohei Ohtani, Gavin Lux, and Chris Taylor. He served up bombs. He said he felt physically fine. He just didn't have a good feel for the baseball. So luckily, this is all meaningless. These spring training outings mean even less than Cactus League outings. There are no stats when it comes to just live BPs. But I will note, JP Feyereisen is one of the guys that does have minor league options left. So if he makes the roster, they can send him down, or they can just straight outright him to minor league camp, and it wouldn't be that big of an issue. He is somebody that will help the team over the course of a season, but if it's not an opening day, it's not that big of an issue if he still needs time to get right from that shoulder surgery. So there's a bit of whatever about what's going on with the Dodgers, some updates, really focused on the pitching staff side of things,